No, but
Why don't you tell everybody about the exciting weekend that you had? I mean, it's pretty spectacular, David.
we had an insane weekend. I started my weekend in Palm Springs for Coachella, and then right after Beyonce performed at 2:45 a.m., I went. You didn't even let me finish. You said,
I know. I wanted to make sure I'm recording.
You said, yeah.
I said, yeah, because I want to make sure I'm getting the dial. I'm sorry. Right back to you, Dave.
You don't even give a fuck about me.
Of course I care about you.
Okay, so right after Coachella at 2:45 a.m., we got a private jet to take us from California to New York.
From Palm Springs Airport.
To New York. Yeah, from Palm Springs Airport, which is like a small airport,
yeah,
to New York City. And it was only a 4-hour and 20-minute flight. If you know anything about flying, that's really quick. Like, insanely short.
It's really, pretty short.
And the insane part about all of it was, which blew my fucking mind, is we got into the airport area, whatever. It was more like a hotel lobby, it kind of felt like. No one was there because it was 2:45. Only one person working the desk. And he was like, you guys ready to go? The second we came in. Didn't even ask for ID. Didn't ask for our name. He's like, are you guys ready to go? Because he just assumed it was us that were getting on the flight. And we got on the flight. No bags checked. Nothing. Isn't that weird?
I think it's really strange.
Nothing. Guys, they didn't check anything. We could have had a fucking like airborne virus that we were about to throw out the window as we crossed over all the 50 states.
Yeah.
Like they didn't check anything. And we just hopped right on the plane and we took off.
It was like an Uber.
It was crazy. And private jets are so insane because once you're taking off, you take your seatbelt off, you can sleep on the floor.
What would stop somebody from killing the pilot and then taking the plane and then right before you get into New Jersey and hooking a left and just going into Manhattan and hitting a building?
Yes, you're right. Like hijacking the plane.
Yeah.
Like what would stop a terrorist from
doing that?
Well,
I don't understand. Like, why does it happen all the time?
For some reason, I don't think a plane explosion will do as much damage as like someone getting a truck and just running over people. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's too complicated.
No. Look at the World Trade Center. If you hit the building,
but those are big commercial jets. I don't know if it has any difference.
Aren't you kind of amazed that there aren't more terrorist attacks,
dude? All the fucking time, all the time. I have this conversation with people all the time. I'm like, there are so many people in the world. How the fuck is there not a crazy terrorist attack every day?
I don't know. And it's not like they're thwarting them.
You know what I've even thought about? This is obviously not true, but I've thought about it. I'm like, what if like our government has like something where they can go back in time and stop these terrorist attacks, but they let
like a time machine.
Yeah, but they let a couple through, to not make it look like bullshit. But like realistically, I'm like, dude, there should be one with all the fucking crazy people in the world. There should be one every fucking week, every day in the United States. But there isn't. Yes, there's shootings and weird shit like that. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like a weird thing to think about.
I think it's only a very, very, very few amount of people that want to put death to the United States.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless,
I don't know. Hey, how's your car doing? Did you have to charge your car?
What a transition. No, let's talk about. Okay, so then we went to New York.
Oh yeah, then we went to New York,
and then we went to the Shorty Awards.
Yes,
and we won a Shorty for the Views podcast. For this podcast that you're fucking listening to, believe it or not, somehow beat Joe Rogan and a bunch of other podcasts.
I don't know how we could possibly beat Joe Rogan.
I think it's just because our followers voted for
people vote for us.
Yeah, people voted for us.
We do YouTube.
Because we do YouTube.
And we have 15-year-old followers who sit around and vote all day.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's wonderful. We feel really great about it. But
No. But
we're very, very grateful. But we will be bringing the award over to Joe Rogan's studio.
Yeah, we're gonna take the award to Joe Rogan. I actually broke the award the next day, so it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, that was great.
But we were going to the Shorties, and there's two internet award shows. And it's the Streamies and the Shorties.
Yeah.
And they both really try to differentiate themselves because they're fighting for who's the better award show for the internet. And the Shorties were very kind. They flew us out there. They got us a fucking private jet to get out to the Shorties for all of our friends.
Sure.
And Jason posted
$60,000.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Jason posted an Instagram picture with his girlfriend Trisha, and the caption is, keep in mind we were going to the Shorty Awards, and he captions it, heading to the Streamies. That's the only caption. That's all it says. It's just a picture of them dressed up, and it says heading to Streamies. And it took him a day. You
didn't tell me.
I
you
was
had the information for a whole day, and you didn't tell me.
Yeah,
you're supposed to have my back.
After a day, I told him, dude, you should I didn't know. I told him, I'm like, I didn't know you were going to the Streamies. And he's like, I'm not. And I'm like, well, check your fucking Instagram caption. Because the woman that like made all the shorty flights possible texted me. She's like, hey, can you please talk to Jason about his caption?